and welcome. And we hope that this is truly a fight to the finish. Let me first present the motion in the House today. The motion believes that print and TV are losing relevance with the growth of digital.
Let's look at the numbers very quickly. TV is there, according to the census, in 111 million homes. According to the same census, the mobile phone is there in 133 million homes, already 20% more. If you look at individual mobile phone data from TRI, that's 500 million mobile phones, 400 million users of SMS, 900 million SIM cards. You look at it anyway, Google's monthly usage of 125 million, Facebook's declared 62 million. And look at that in comparison with any single print publication. Even the Times of India is at 4 or 5 million. And you know that even daily usage of 3 or 4 million of Times of India is dwarfed by Facebook's 18 million every day from India. Even as little as 2 years ago, all of digital was 2% of the ad budget of the Indian advertising power, 25,000 crores. In 2 years, that 2% has become 8.5%. Today, we're at 2,600 crores out of 30,000 crores. Digital has grown by 400%. Even if I look at it from a credibility point of view, Nielsen, in their global study, which includes India, has made it very clear that in their studies across India, the most credible medium is word of mouth, followed by what strangers write online, followed by what is written on websites, and fourth comes print editorial. Right? So in every single measure out there that you see, especially relevant to India, what you're seeing is not, like I said, you're not seeing print and television going to zero. What you're really seeing is print and television still have their relevance, but they're losing relative relevance because of the advent of digital. Digital is not just larger in most of these areas, but it is also in some cases where the bulk of influence is going.
What we're really discussing here is a couple of things. One is, what is relevance? Is relevance ad dollars? Is relevance about X% mobile penetration? Or is relevance about what these media stand for or have stood for the longest time? Which is curated content, which is entertainment, which is reaching out, which is infotainment, etc., etc. And what is happening to that? In the 1950s, when radio was going to kill print, there was this whole thing of electronic media, print will die. Print was 450 years old by then already when radio came in. Then came the 1970s. Well, television was killing radio. I mean, Queen was making songs about it, for Christ's sake. Video killed the radio star and all the rest of it. Print, of course, was already dead by then. None of that happened. And none of that happened for a reason. And there is a reason why different media play different roles in our lives. There has been a recent study by the Ipsos group globally, which actually talks about what are some of the roles that different screens play in your life. So the mobile phone is a lover, the computer screen is a sage, tablet is a wizard, right? And the fact of the matter is that you need a lover, you need a sage, you need a wizard. It's not as if because you have a lover now, the need to have a wizard or the need to have a sage dies down. The fact of the matter is, very simply, ladies and gentlemen, that every single medium has a certain role, and we ourselves will be very, very myopic if we assume that television is linked to a cathode ray tube or newspaper is linked to a piece of paper that it's printed on.
What does relevance mean? In today's world, relevance means business impact. And so ad dollars, percentage of budgets, if you talk to an average business person, it's not about how much you spend, but how much you do that.
Ignore it, it's protected. Yes. Ignore it.
Oh,
it's
it's one. That's right. The second point about the fact that digital has created a platform of choice, which we do agree, it has therefore increased the relevance of the medium because it has increased choice. Third, about the fact that social media has grown, totally agree as well. It has increased the relevance of the medium because social media is one of those engines. Different screens in your life, absolutely agree as well. It does help us make the case about the fact that it does increase the relevance of the medium in our consumers' lives. And then finally, it's not about media X or media Y. It goes back to the point that Mahesh made, which is not about saying that print or TV is zero, but the fact that it is increased in relevance in that context. The 2012 CEO study from an Indian context actually has that CEOs believe that the use of social and web, not even mobile, social and web, will increase from 11% to 48% for social and 37% to 49% for web in the primary way to interact with customers. So for them, this is going to be the engine they want to invest in because this is the way they want to reach customers. That to me is business impact. If the boss sees this as a way to engage the buyers, that is business impact. Ad spending, it's one of the things that sometimes they ask about, but not so relevant in the business context. And the primary metric, according to the CMO study from 2011, for marketeers for success is ROI. You can measure ROI based on your ability to understand customers and target them with what they need. You can only measure digital better than you can measure print and TV. You can understand customers better on digital than you can on TV and print. And therefore, the future of marketing, where ROI is going to be the primary measure for success, is going to have to be digital if they want to make the case.
When I started working 20 years back, I heard print is going to die and TV will win. And 20 years later, print is roughly around 14,000 crores, grown up from 6,500 crores in 2004. So the business growing relevance, fundamentally the point that Virginia made, is about ad dollars. They've grown dramatically. For TV, it has grown from 5,000 crore to 16,000 crore. So fundamentally, my point is that they are both growing unlike what you said. 700 million people in this country spend 3 hours every day watching television. And when they start watching television, they spend 2 hours. After a few years, they start spending 3 hours. And that's increasing over the last few years. So fundamentally, people spend more time. Not only that, in last 1 year, 70 million new people have started watching television. That's more than the number of people who watch digital today at any given point of time in a month. So this medium is growing. Satyamev Jayate is the biggest show that Star India has done ever. It had 51 crore people who came and watched at any given point of time. What it did, it used the chatter of the social media to drive people to come and watch it. So fundamentally, the power of digital social chatter is being used to build this medium. We had 1 billion impressions when people watched. There are more than 30 million video views which happened. It was on Twitter the highest trending topic. So I'm not saying digital is irrelevant, but I'm saying that digital is helping us drive the business to become better on television. Let me move now to what is changing. Digitization is really changing the way television companies do business. Fundamentally, it's all about generating money to invest back. Till now, only 20% of revenues from the digital medium, from the value chain, came to Star India or any other broadcaster. With transparency of DTH and digitalization, which means a set-top box, fundamentally that is moving from 20 to 100%. So the subscription revenues of TV companies will grow with 5 times. And what does it give us? The power to invest in content, power to make it even better and bigger. And that really makes it even more relevant in future. The same thing, what happens with the set-top boxes, that not only you can do a linear television, but you can improve the number of services. This is not a medium which is an or medium. People will not consume either TV or print or digital. They will consume TV and print and digital, all three. The question is, how do we use the power of each of these mediums? Because they have to be relevant to each target audience. And none of them will lose. So what I said earlier, the print is not going to lose its relevance. TV is not going to lose its relevance. They will only grow. Does digital have a space? It has a space. But the biggest challenge in my mind, and therefore the debate that I want to have, is not about whether TV or print are growing or not growing. They are growing in relevance. Important question is, today TV and print bring meaningful content to people. It is curated content, it is guided content, and people need that guidance every day when you go back home. You don't want to sit down and plan one more thing for yourself after working hard, to say how to plan my content. The real question is, in my mind, between content, aggregators, and devices. Digital as a medium today is just an aggregator of content. And fundamentally, the question that we need to answer is, how will we have more meaningful content on digital? And hopefully, TV and print companies will play a big role in driving that.
If people who believe that that Team A, who are really the 4 team, and for this motion today, which is print and TV, are losing relevance growth of digital media, please move to your right. Those who believe that the opposition should be winning, please move to your left. You will be casting your vote with swapping of seats. If you're sitting in the place where you're convinced, remain seated. So 42 for against the motion and 34 for the motion, which means that this motion does not stand.